This week, I'm in the Netherlands. While I'm here, I'm going to check out some of the local tourist attractions and maybe even do a little bit of shopping. Afterwards, we'll be heading to the heart of Amsterdam on a culinary journey through spicy food at Indrapura Indonesian restaurant.
We are going to serve you a delicious rice tafel, or rice table as you pronounce.
Before we get to all that, I've been invited to work in Rotterdam with Thomas and his talented team of barbers at Mudley's Barbershop. It should be a great trip. Back in 2008, I opened the first head shop barbershop in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. As a master barber, I take great pride in my profession. As a craftsman, I have a good sense of the kind of service most men seek, at least in my hometown. Now I'm curious to explore and see what's happening in different barbershops around the world. I want to see the kind of styles and service men demand in their grooming and fashion in different countries around the globe. My name's Cedric Small, and I'm the Global Barber. How are you?
Hey Cedric, how are you?
Yeah, nice to see you,
Nice
Thomas.
to meet you. Come in.
Thank you. So where am I working today?
All right, Cedric, that's your working station here. I got a nice chair for you, all set up.
Oh, nice chair.
So,
Classic 50s.
really? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So we're here at Mudley's Barbershop and we're talking to Thomas.
Correct.
How are you?
Really good. Thanks
Good
a
to
lot.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
So how long have you been here at this location?
We're here about 8.5 years now in Rotterdam. So started at my own, starting cutting hair, and then moved up to a few guys now, and we're 8.5 years further now.
And what made you get into barbering?
Well, my father is a barber. He runs his own barbershop now for almost 40 years in the south of Holland. My brother also has a barbershop, so it runs in the family. And at first I didn't want to be a barber, you know, just I want to be everything what my father was not.
Yeah.
But now, and after that I went to an almost professional cycling career, and then quitting that, and I thought, yeah, maybe it's something for me, barbering. So I started my shop now.
So you grew up in barbering? Would you hang out at your dad's shop? And
Well, I did a lot of, you know, doing the dishes and like sweep the floor and stuff. But not that much. Because we didn't live above the shop, you know. It was in a different village, so I came not that much as a young boy.
yeah. So in Rotterdam here, is this where most men go to barbershops?
Yeah, nowadays they do. Yeah. It's like getting bigger and bigger. Barbershop open several each year, so it's getting bigger and bigger. Competition rises also, but we attract a lot of people from the hair salons, you know. So yeah.
And a hair salon is that's like a unisex.
Yeah, like a unisex shop. Yeah, where men and women come together. But I don't think they can keep up with the service you provide and
all the new trends.
the new trends, the service, the level of cutting. It's now a bit more craft, you know.
Yeah, I find myself it's getting it's more demanding. People they're more experienced, they're more educated on men's styles, and they want more of the new modern. At least where I am, you know, my barbershop. But what's the feel of barbering in Rotterdam? What's
the feel nowadays is a bit more modern, you know. We're quite mixed between classic cuts and modern cuts, and also everything in between. You know, you got a lot of guys who just have a regular cut, you know, not too extreme or too fashionable. But it started really as an old school city, you know, Rotterdam with two big barbershops here. They did a lot of classic cuts, and nowadays we ourselves try to get on, you know, not to create a niche what classic cuts is now, but to create something more, you know, go with the modern stuff now.
Yeah, so you do basically all men's style, everything. Yeah, but
All
in a
men's style.
barbershop feel.
Yeah, in a barbershop. Yeah, in a barbershop field. So I think barbershop is not related to the look of the shop. You know, it's barbering is more like cutting men's hair, nothing more, nothing less. You know,
Yeah.
but you can create a bit more. You know, like the service you provide, the look of the shop, the way you cut. You know, really specialty.
Yeah, I noticed today when a lot of the men were coming in, it wasn't just one type of style. It was a mix of all different haircuts.
Yeah, it's true. We do a lot of big hairs also. You know, like guys with real blown up hair and like a matte finish. We use a lot of matte products, dry, natural falling hair. You know, and nowadays we do a lot of how the hair falls naturally, and then we create a cut, you know, not really force the hair into a certain style, you know.
Yeah, you go with their look.
What suits the client and what does the hair want, and then make the best of it there, you know.
And how do you see barbering in the future? Is it gonna stay kind of old school barber feel, or is this going to be something that moves into all men's styling?
Yeah, I think the big picture is that it moves up. You know, you always have a niche for people who really love the classic haircuts, you know, and then they go to the classic barber. You know, they're the best at that. But for the rest, I think also for the shops, it's good to move on, you know, to expand your horizon and do a lot of training and steal also from the hairdressers, you know, because for instance, when the hair is going to grow and people want to have longer hair, you have to cope with that, you know. You can't say, okay, we don't do any men with long hair, you know. It's not commercial. You want to keep your shop for the next 10, 20, 30 years, and then you have to cope with the fashion at the moment. So you have to train yourself a lot, you know, and see what's happening.
I find a lot of the new hairstyles coming out are kind of a longer, shaggier hair, like feathered back, side parts, but it is long. So that's what you have to do. You have to go with it, or you don't get the business.
Yeah, then with the history will repeat, you know, because once the barbers were just common, you know, like in the 50s and the 60s, 70s, and they disappeared because of they can't provide the haircut people want, you know.
Yeah.
And now you can do the same. Of make the same mistake, you know.
Yeah.
Just okay, we're not doing long hair, or just we only use clippers, you know. Then you make the same mistake again, and then you drive them into the hands of the hair salons again, you know.
Yeah.
So you get now the clients, you know, all the men in your shop now, and you have to keep them. You know,
Yeah.
that's the most important thing. Not to let them run away to another shop or to the hairdressers, you know.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
We are going to serve you a delicious rice tafel, or rice table as you pronounce. And if you allow me, I will put the dishes on the table and explain what it is. These are the empty plates. Now this is sayur, that is cabbage boiled in coconut milk. You have some snow peas, you call it, I believe. We stir fry them with a little bit of sesame oil. You have zucchini, same story. You have with candle nut, which is a little bit spicy. You have a chicken dish. You have corn fritter, the pickle, of course, roast lamb with sweet ketchup sauce. No Indonesian meal is complete without peanuts. This is caramelized tofu. Over here you have some mango salad and some pickle.
Oh, there's more.
And then, as Indonesian as it gets, the satay, or chicken, or beef, or pork, or prawn, or frog, on the skewer, grill. This is the prawn, the udang merica as we call it. You have the beef rendang. It was pronounced the most popular dish amongst people that did a test on the United Nations inquiry. What is the most popular dish? Indonesian beef rendang. Steamed rice. The Rotterdam beef. Coconut rice. And this completes your rice tafel. Indonesian. I'm married to an Indonesian girl, and when I have dinner at my grandmother's house, my wife's grandmother's house in Indonesia, Jakarta, they will keep adding dishes. There is no limit to it. So at a certain point, you declare the meal complete and you leave. That is how you enjoy the rice tafel. Otherwise, you will keep adding dishes. Selamat makan. Thank you for coming. Enjoy Amsterdam. And later on, I need to tell you a small anecdote about liberation by the Canadians. I need to tell you something very serious. Holland has been liberated by, amongst others, the Canadians, and that made a huge impact on this city. You need to imagine that my grandfather, and I'm talking 1945, after the Hunger Winter, literally the Hunger Winter, during that period, things were so bad that he, as a barber, decided to help other people with their deceased by visiting them at home and shaving the deceased in the bedsteads. He did that for a purpose. He couldn't feed his children. People having deceased people, family, would have connections in the provinces. And those connections allowed him, during curfew, to walk into the fields, and I'm talking dozens of kilometers, or with a bicycle without tires on, to go to those places where they still had food because of the connection. That saved his family. That saved my father, who was the youngest of his children. 12 children, can you believe it? During a period which was pure famine in Amsterdam. They ate all the cats, they ate all the dogs, there were no birds. There was nothing to eat. My grandfather taught himself the English language by listening to the illegal BBC radio. This is a person without formal education. A few years ago we found his diary from the Second World War. Just a few leaves, second-hand paper written on the backside. And that puts your mind in perspective. We have been raised in an era of abundance. We have the best food, we have the best political situations, we have safety, we have all we want. That is what we need to realize. We have been liberated by the Canadians and we are very, very, very thankful for that. I hope you had a very pleasant dinner. I hope you have a very pleasant stay in Amsterdam. That is more important. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
What type of clients do you get here? Where are they from? Like what kind of, is it all types of men, all different areas?
No, we got everything from accountants to entrepreneurs, musicians, like students, dock workers, every social class you can imagine, you know. Mostly the ages between the 20 and 45, you know, and yeah, they're looking for a nice environment with a not just relaxed, feel happy, you know, not too much things going on with certain arrogance, something style. And my philosophy is that everybody has to feel comfortable in the city, in the shop. You know, we got a low. You know, it's easy to come in the shop. You know, you don't have to be someone or have certain style to come here. You know, I wanna cut every man's hair, which who are interested in getting a good haircut. You know, and really relaxed environment, and not to create a certain image or something.
Yeah, style for one type of people.
Yeah.
So where do you see barbering going into the future? Is this something that's going to last? Is it a lot of places? Is it just a trend for some barbershops in this area, or where do you see it going? Is it going to grow even more?
I think it's gonna grow even more, you know, and also have a mixture between the hairdresser saloons and the barbershops. I think you get a lot of different barbershops more, you know. Like 5 years ago, it was only classic which opened, and now we see a lot of different style barbershop opening and provide different styles of haircutting, you know.
You do a lot of children, or do you usually just serve older, like a middle clientele, or what's your demographics?
Well, usually we have in between 20 and the age of 45. That's the biggest clientele, and everything above and below that. You know, there's a lot of kids also, but not the main focus. A bit more older people, but also not the main focus. So
are you busy here on like Saturdays? People taking their families in?
Yeah, they do.
Taking their sons.
They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah. We're not. We just cut children from 3 years or older, because when they're too young, they can't sit still, and they can, you book an appointment, and then in the end you don't cut them because they're afraid or something.
Yeah.
So from 3, and then a lot of dads take their kids with them. Yeah, it's okay. It's cool.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the haircuts that were done here today, and I'd have to say they were amazing, like top notch.
Thanks.
And I'm always on the internet looking at barbershops and styles, but every one of your haircuts that walked out here today was phenomenal, to be honest. Like, there's nothing you could have done extra.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah. That's what we try to achieve. Also, that's the guys are really focused. We got to take a lot of time. 40 minutes for a haircut. And they just want to. The guys just take a picture from the internet, and they want to create as perfect as that.
Yeah.
You see it in their work. So that's quite good.
And the vibe in here is, it's phenomenal. You can tell that the guys are happy to be here. The music playing, good camaraderie. Everybody coming in and out. The door never stopped all day.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is great. Being on a busy street like this too, it adds a little extra to the whole barbershop.
Yeah.
It's a great feel. It's a great place. As far as what I've seen.
Nice. Yeah, that's good to hear. Great to hear.
Yeah, and you should be proud that you've done a great job here. And the barbers, well trained.
Yeah.
And I never seen anything today like, you were the boss. You were a fellow worker.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I watch everything and I hear everything, but I let the guys do their work. I trust them, and I know what they can do, and everybody knows how to. What's really important to when the clients come in, how do you do? What do you do to make the client happy? That's really perfect, and to make him feel comfortable. That's the most important thing. That the client don't feel awkward when coming in or afraid. Just hey, come in, man. Just be open, and they have to feel at home. That's the most important thing, I guess.
Yeah, and you could tell that when they came in. They were easygoing and nice. They looked like they were relaxed. And Thank you, Thomas. Thanks for having us today. It was a blast.
It was a pleasure.
And it was amazing experience. I couldn't say any more. This is definitely a true barber shop with the vibe, the feel, the smells in the shop. This is somewhere where guys want to come. I felt you made me feel extremely comfortable and welcoming, and I knew you were busy, and I appreciate that you were able to have us in today. So I wish you the best.
Thanks a lot.
It's great meeting
it was a
you.
pleasure, me too. Yeah.